And welcome back to the channel, Survivors. Today we're going to be diving back into Ark Survival Ascended, and specifically we're going to be showing you guys how to find and tame the brand new creature, the Gigantoraptor. As always, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe here on the YouTube channel, as I do make content for Ark Survival Ascended and other various survival games. And additionally, if you guys want to see it all live and in action, you can drop a follow over on my Twitch channel, as I do go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Alright, so now diving right in, let's start off with the first thing, and that is the location of the Gigantoraptor. Now, I have seen various spawns for this bird everywhere across social media platforms and even in my own community. But for me personally, the two hotspot areas that I have found the most and have had the most success with capturing and taming are going to be these two areas. The one on the left-hand side is directly above Red Obelisk, all the way up to like this little mountain edge here and far before you ever get to the snow area. And then also the second location is over by Green Ob. Everything surrounding, like literally right next to Green Ob, all these little platforms and stuff. It's really open. It's easy to see from a bird's eye, and you really can't miss the size of the nest from where the distance is from where you're flying. Right around Green Ob, there is at least 3 or 4 that I have seen that spawn in this location, and they're very easy to get. Alrighty, so now for step number 2, that brings us to the trap. Now, in my opinion, there are definitely 2 different ways, if not 3 ways, to actually tame this thing. In my opinion, I think the easiest way that I have found is just simply trapping it outright. Now, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. The trap we're looking for is 5 stone gateways and 5 gates. What you're going to do is you're going to actually use the snapping method. If you're on a mouse and keyboard, it's for Q. So by default, I think it's typically on, but we're going to turn it off actually for the last gate. But for the first 4, go ahead and make a square box, snapping them all together, place down your 4 gates. Now for the 5th one, we're going to go ahead and undo the snapping feature by holding Q, and then we're going to go to the end. In my opinion, that is either closer to the dino or to the creature or not, but you need to go ahead and just slowly back away to create a space that you yourself can walk out of. Go ahead and place it down, place the gate down, and then from here, this is your full trap. It's very simple, very easy. And now at this step, it's very simple. All you have to do is open up the door closest to the Gigantoraptor to the trap, and then you need to go get its aggro or its attention and then have it hit you a couple of times as you run it into the trap. Very similar to what we used to do for like RGs and stuff, just running them into the trap and then escaping through the manhole and then closing the door behind them. Very simple here. So run in, get their aggro, run in, close the door behind you if you can take the extra hits, and then make your way out of the gap that you created yourself, and then boom bada bing, the parent is trapped. Now keep in mind, the baby dino will sit here back and forth inside of the nest and walk out of the nest and back in. It's not bugged. That's what it's meant to do. Now, one more important tip on top of this is that the parent needs to be within close proximity of the nest when you trap them. If you bring that parent way too far away from the nest, the baby will simply not do its mini game with you in order for you to tame it. And secondly here, if you happen to, push it off of an edge or a cliff or even kill the parent, it also as well simply will not do the mini game, and it'll just be stuck that way. And unfortunately, you'll probably end up having to kill the baby so you can then get a new parent to spawn relatively in that same area. So I personally find the best way to do this is just make sure you're trapping it close enough to the nest, but not close enough to still aggro to you or any of your tames, but still relatively close to that baby so it can continue to play the mini game and you get your tame. Now, after you have the parent trapped, at this point there is no timer. The parent will just stay in there forever until you decide to let them out or kill them, and all you have to do is go inside of the nest. The baby will not get aggressive to you or anything. Go ahead and press E on it if you're on the keyboard, and this will allow you to hide in the nest, as they call it. Now, the only thing you're doing now is waiting for the baby bird to walk in and out. It'll do a jump animation to signify that it's going to start to do some sort of emote, and it's going to do one of the 3 items you see on screen. All you have to do is, copy exactly what that bird is doing. If it's stomping on the ground, you want to do S. If it's doing the little spin move, you want to do A. And if it's doing the flap the wings move, then you need to press D on your keyboard. I'm not exactly sure what the mechanics would be on a controller, so you're going to have to try it for yourself to see. Maybe it's the D-pad, I think people were saying via my live streams. But it's very simple. All you have to do is match those, and then once you do it once, it will then, you'll see the taming percentage increase on the baby. The baby will then walk away once more, and then it will come back, and when it comes back, it'll do its same jumping animation, and then you just rinse and repeat the process. The little circle that you see above the baby's head when it does an emote is how long you have to do and copy the exact same thing. If you happen to miss it, two things will happen. One, the progression timer or the progression percentage on your taming will not increase, okay? If you miss it, it seems to not have any negative effect if you miss it, besides you get it wrong. If you happen to get it wrong, the circle will actually, instead of turning green for getting it right, will turn red, and upon that, there's actually a couple of things that will take an effect. The first one, you'll actually lose out on taming effectiveness, therefore you'll lose a lot of bonus levels that you would otherwise normally get, and secondly, if you happen to get it wrong, it'll actually reduce the taming percentage of it being complete. So if you had it at 20%, for instance, you get it wrong, it might drop it down to 17 or 18% or 15%, basically making you stay there longer doing this until you can eventually max it out at 100%. And now once you've successfully completed the 100%, you will be able to claim this baby, and obviously you have to let it mature to get to an adult state to, interact with it. There's a couple of different options here. One, you could simply, cryopod it, and in my opinion, that's probably the easiest way to go to get it back to your base. Otherwise, we have used rhinos in order to pick it up and carry it back. It does take a lot longer to do that, so maybe just simply get a cryopod. It'll be the easiest. And then the last thing I want to mention here when it comes to taming this thing is we have been killing the leftover parent that we had in a trap after we get done taming it, and simply due to we don't know how the baby mechanic works. Like, does it eventually get another baby in the nest, or will it simply just not do anything because there is no baby? The baby's already been tamed. So because of that, we've just been simply killing the parent and then allowing just new ones to spawn on the Ark. Again, obviously more testing and everything needs to be done to really hone in on what exactly is the best method when it comes to leaving that parent that is left over without a baby, but for now we've just been killing it and it's simply been working. And that officially wraps up how you guys tame a Gigantoraptor. I'm going to do a full spotlight video diving deeper into the Gigantoraptor, going over everything you need to know about it and how good it is and why it's good, you name it. But for this video, I just wanted a down and dirty quick, guide showing you guys step by step the best and easiest way to tame this creature. With that being said, as always, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything Ark Survival Ascended related. Also, don't forget, I do have a Discord community, and I do have a Ark Survival Ascended community server. I have a Power World server and just a variety of other servers that I'm going to get as time goes on with more survival games. If you're looking to join that, you can always find that link down below in the description. With that being said, as always, guys, I'll see ya on the next one.